Spiky up there.
Again.
Spiky! Look at this.
What are you doing, Michael?
Look at that. He didn't even move off of there when you moved that, did he?
I'm so sparkalicious.
Yeah, he is alright. Alright. Yep. Alright, Mike.
Alright, boys.
We'll see you maybe next weekend.
Yeah, see Saturday boys around.
Well, he wants to see what happens outside of Sparks Steakhouse. So, yeah. So you heard steak and that did it. Yeah. You know it's not really a thing about food, right?
I just remember hearing about it.
Yeah, because the steak part stuck in your head, that's why. Oh, a steakhouse.
It rings a bell.
Do you remember your sandwich?
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, you ate it? Wow, both of them? Holy shit. The sandwiches inside of the fucking Hindenburg. You ate them both?
Actually, I didn't bring it. It's still with me.
Damn it. Twist the fucking thing around. Okay, I'm gonna fight the fucking seatbelt again. Come on, you motherfucker.
What's going on with that thing?
I don't know, I get stuck. It doesn't want to come out. Twice
The
now.
one on the Buick is very
Probably
easy.
because it's fucking cold, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
The oils and shit are gumming it up a little bit.
Can't believe they didn't give Donnie Fatso or whatever, you know, Joe Pistone any real money for this, you know?
He paid his FBI salary and that's it.
That's the same as somebody that just went to work and went home.
Well, what do they pay soldiers that fight in wars? Not much.
All that work he did. I think they would have slipped him a little something extra, you know?
Yeah, no. He knew going in what he was getting into, what he'd get out of it. What he could have got out of it was death.
Yeah, but still though.
Yeah.
But that's like, you know, but he really went above and beyond though.
Oh, definitely.
That in the way it works in the military, when you get handed a personal medal, not a campaign medal, an achievement medal or a commendation, it's for going above and beyond.
Yeah.
Sometimes they call it an end of tour award, which is like,
Oh, I'm sure the FBI gave him something like that.
yeah, so you don't have a thing. You don't like leave your command going, well, here's your end of tour award. Well, what'd you do? You just can't work. If you went above and beyond, then, you know.
Plus, you got to remember that this has been almost 30 years later he's talking about this. You know, so this is all shit that happened back in the early 80s and shit. And it was a long fucking time ago. For a long time, he had to keep undercover.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was hiding.
Yeah, for how long did you have to hide before he
Probably 20 years, I'd imagine. Until the principals, at least, were dead.
Until nobody was looking for him anymore, huh?
Yeah, the same thing like when Henry Hill ratted out Jimmy Burke and all the other ones.
In the what do you call it, what, 85?
Yeah.
Late 80s, mid 80s?
Yeah. Actually, in his case, it's late 1970s, but he had to basically, Jimmy Burke immediately took out a huge fucking bounty on his head. But when Jimmy Burke eventually died in prison of cancer, you know, the bounty went away. He was able to move a little bit more freely, and the boss, Paulie there, he died too, and, you know, nobody was willing to keep the bounty. Yeah, if they saw him in the back of a dark alley all alone, yeah, they'd probably do him, even, well, he's dead now anyway, but they would have done him, but after a while, it just, who cares, you know, all those guys are all dead, it's ancient history. No one's going to spend any great deal of time or effort hunting them down, you know?
Yeah, you would just think the FBI would have, you know...
I don't know what the FBI did for him. I have no idea. They may have given him $1 million bonus. I have no idea. But I doubt anything like that, because you're in the commission of your duties, you know. He probably did get some extra pay out of it.
You commission your duties. You go above and beyond. Like I said, and you're supposed to get recognized for it. They give you an achievement medal
probably
or a
did.
commendation like that for that's in the military.
Yeah.
I don't know what they hand you in the FBI, but if you go like above and beyond, that's supposed to not only go on your evals, you're supposed to get, that's how you prove yourself as being, okay, this is to go to the next rank, blah, blah, blah. Well, showed up, clean uniform, did my job, came in on time, and I left a little late. Well, you're supposed to do that. You didn't do nothing, great shakes, but you were a good whatever. But
Plus, he had a hell of an adventure out of it too. Well, that's why guys like him join organizations like that. He volunteered for this. They didn't force him to. He volunteered for it every step of the way. He could have gotten out at any time. Anytime he wanted, he could have walked away.
He had to get out at the end.
Well, at the end, yes, because they were asking him to murder somebody, but for now they're going to make him. But they already had what they needed. They had enough to go after everybody, and they did. And there was, what they say, 200 convictions, something like that. They had what they needed. It all paid off. He was able to resume his normal life. Well, no, not really.
Not for at least.
Not for a long time.
Not throughout the 80s and 90s, anyway.
No, well, they changed his name, put him somewhere else. It's a big country, it's a big world. The FBI is active all over the world. Maybe they put him in Afghanistan somewhere. Who the fuck knows? But, in the end, however, he comes out of it with name recognition. I mean, Joe Pistone, everybody knows who he is. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people who served in the FBI from the 1970s until today. Nobody knows who the fuck they are. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody ever will. But everybody remembers who John Donnie Brasco was, who Joe Pistone was. That's one thing. I mean, come on, he made movies out of the guy. He has basically a whole career on talk shows now and, tell-all documentary shows like the one we just watched. So he did get something out of it. He didn't come out of it with nothing. He's now a celebrity. Everybody we know who he is.
I wonder if he wrote a book. I'm sure.
Yeah, he probably has. That might have been what they based Donnie Brasco on, the movie. I don't know. But
the Jewel Thief.
Yeah, well, that was his cover anyway.
Yeah, supposed Jewel Thief.
Yeah. He got deeper than anybody else because he came from that life. He grew up in the same neighborhoods as these guys. He knew, how they acted and all that shit. A lot of these FBI guys, they take them out of the colleges or out of the Midwest somewhere.
Yeah.
With the squared off haircuts and the off the rack suits. They see them, something's going on.
Yep.
They see them coming a mile away. Who are we after?
We're going after somebody.
Nobody passed us. Must be mutual assistance.
See, we got the cop almost damn near the same spot.
Yeah. Probably responding to somebody else's pullover somewhere. Most law enforcement sticks out like a sore thumb trying to do that kind of work.
Probably an accident up there.
Look at that dude.
Either that or somebody's seriously resisting arrest.
Oh, maybe someone has a medical emergency. Who knows?
Yeah.
I've fallen and I can't get up. A lot of very vicious characters in that line of work. Gas pipe, gasso, and fucking ice pick, and
And the Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper, yeah.
God.
They haven't even gotten to Salvatore Gravano yet.
Said even though he was going to stab me in the throat, at least he was smiling.
Yeah,
God almighty. At least the guy gave you a smile.
And they didn't tell the penis story with Paul Castellano.
God.
That's a famous fucking story. Maybe they'll tell it now. They probably won't. Because already passed by him now. But apparently he was banging his Colombian maid. And he's older. He has issues. So he goes to a penis doctor and gets an implant.
Shit.
And apparently this was discussed at length. Well, what happened was when he got arrested in the cars, they're taking him in, to be processed. Paul, We have everything we done. We've had your house bugged. You're gonna find that anyway. We've had your house bugged for months and months. Oh my God. Oh my God. What was he upset about? The fact that the bugs have probably picked up his discussions about the penis implant with his maid and him carrying on with the maid when the wife's not there. That's what upset him. Not the mob business, everything else.
Yeah.
Because he knew we'd be a laughing stock when that ever fucking got out and hit the press. They called him the dick dog, you know? Of course, he got whacked before he ever went to trial, and the tapes never got used in court, but that's what he was upset about. Yeah, it's the most famous.
It's like that thing that you pulled up on YouTube. A guy had to go to the emergency room because he had a vibrator up his ass.
Oh, God.
He said, hey, my name is Joe Smith. Or no, John. My name is John Smith. Yeah, I'll pay you cash. And then he kept turning on and turning off. Said at the end of that show that the guy was mom connected and he didn't want
you never know.
So I guess the doctor had to call up the head of the hospital and say, well, he's got money, can't make a check, but
well, the mob has strict rules about certain kinds of behavior. One, you are not gay in the mob, not for long anyway. There are no gay mobsters. They find you doing that, they'll clip you. Because how can you trust somebody that sucks cocks voluntarily, you know? You can't, so you're gonna whack you. You don't touch another mobster's wife, girlfriend, daughter, anything like that.
Like the limo driver was trying to beat up on the daughter of somebody, whatever.
Yeah. They'll clip you for that, and weird, kinky, you know, fetishes, whatever, you're gonna get clipped for that too, so. You can have 15 girlfriends, that's fine. Banging them all at once, that's fine too, but don't you fucking be stepping out of line any other way.
Yeah, that's somebody else's wife. Even Goodfellas, when he was cheating there, and he's like, this is not good, you can't have this.
Who was cheating?
Oh, Henry Hill was...
That was acceptable. Every mobster had gumas. Every one of them did. That was just part of the life. That was perfectly acceptable. You can have 2 or 3 if you want. You can afford it. You know, that was perfectly acceptable as long as they were women, you know, and it wasn't somebody else's wife. Anything like that. You know, they don't care. You can even have a black one if you want. They don't care. It's nobody's business but your own, but then they all had them.
Except Paulie didn't like those drugs, though.
It was the drugs that, you know, it was hypocritical because the mob has always made money off drugs. Way back, they were doing that. You know, and they just tried to pretend they weren't. And some of the bosses like to pretend, you know, they would set out rules, but it really was, don't get caught. Fine if you do it, but don't get caught doing it. And if you do get caught, we're going to clip you because it makes us look bad.
I don't need that shit right now.
The whole thing about drugs being a dirty business, that wasn't until the moralistic age of the 1950s and 60s, all that shit came along. Early on, every drug was legal in this country. In the beginning of the 20th century, any drug you wanted was available right over the counter at any, you know, a pharmacist. You didn't need prescriptions or heroin, coke, whatever you wanted. Opium and cocaine were widely used in a lot of different patent medicines. It wasn't until later on that certain bureaucracies were built to, you know, to enforce laws, moralistic laws passed by the Congress, and they started spreading the message of other drugs with this and that and every other fucking thing. Yeah, they're terrible. They'll fucking kill you. You get hooked on drugs, you're gonna rot yourself to death. That's your personal fucking choice. You want to do that? Be an asshole. Go ahead and die. I don't care. But early on in the century, we were not paying trillions of dollars trying to interdict other people's behavior.
Yeah.
It was a total dismal fucking failure that put billions of dollars in the pockets of the mafia, among other organized criminal gangs and shit, and continues to do so to this day. Now we're starting to see the cracks in the fucking wall of it all, you know, with the marijuana shit. What it really is people are getting tired of fucking paying for it. You think about how many billions of dollars a year it takes to maintain the anti-drug bureaucracy. You know, the ATF, not the ATF, the DEA, and at every level, local, state, federal, county, everything. It's a massive bureaucracy to interdict drugs. And not to mention the legal profession. How many big shot lawyers make billions of dollars off their clients defending them in drug cases. So it's very, very hard to root this shit out once it gets in. Only the fact we're running out of money is starting to root it out now. You know, we're not the economy we were once upon a time. We can no longer afford.
Even though this administration claims that the economy is getting better and it's great.
We really can't afford to keep borrowing from the Chinese to pay for our anti-drug programs. Legalize it all, right across the fucking board. You want to kill yourself with heroin or coke or whatever, go ahead. Be quick about it. I'll even help you. You know, here's $10. Go buy some drugs, kill yourself. I don't care. He's doing it anyway, and I'm tired of fucking paying police to fucking try to stop you from doing it. It's been thoroughly proved to me that it's an unwinnable fucking situation. So it shows that we learned nothing from Prohibition. Absolutely nothing. Drugs have made more money than Prohibition bootleggers ever even thought about. More illegal money, I should say. Can you imagine these South American drug lords with so much money? Their biggest problem is storing it because the rats eat it when they hide it in walls and shit faster than they can spend. I mean, oh, that's nice. That's a nice problem to have. I wish I had that problem.
Yeah, you know.
Some of these guys are like their own world economies. You know, they have so much fucking resources, like El Chapi or whatever down there, who could buy off an entire fucking country to engineers escape from prison. And yet we spend billions of dollars down there too, trying to interdict that shit in other people's countries. Why are we spending billions of dollars to interdict drugs in other people's fucking countries? Because they sell it over here? Fuck it, let them sell it over here. Let's make it legal and tax it. Same way we do cigarettes and liquor. Quickest way to make people want something is tell them they can't have it.
So where is that legal now, Colorado?
It's legal in a dozen states now, I think.
I remember this.
I know in Colorado it's fully legal. For recreational use or any other use you want to put marijuana to, you can do it in Colorado.
The first problem that they ran into is the banks said that they didn't want to allow you to deposit, you know, like let's say you were selling it, and then it's like, okay, and you have a legal business, which it is, but then the banks say, well, you can't put your money in here.
I'd have said fine, I just wouldn't tell them what it was from. You know, if you get a savings account and you put money into it, that's your business where you get it from, not theirs. Corporate accounts too. Unless, well, it is then.
No,
then
the
you
corporate account is what they didn't want.
Yeah, with the corporate, yeah. So if you get a savings account, that's all.
But yeah, right. That's what they had to figure out a way around that. You know,
or just take it in cash.
That's what they were doing, taking it in cash.
Stash it under the ground mason jar somewhere. Whatever, I don't care.
And then they had vending machines with potato chips and everything right there.
Yeah.
Selling this shit. How funny.
Yeah, well, they got tired of chasing after people for this shit for years and incarcerating, destroying people's lives over it. I mean, come on, enough's enough. How many generations of Americans are we going to fucking raise up to disrespect the fucking law, disrespect the government of the United States? Because that's what it creates. People learn from that shit just how hypocritical the fucking government is and our laws. And they learn to disrespect us. And it never leaves them.
Screw the man.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And they're right. They are right, because their great-grandparents would have told them the same thing.
Stick it
So
to
who the
man.
fuck is it the government's business to be telling people what they can and cannot do
Yeah,
with their own fucking bodies? They want to take fucking drugs, let them take drugs.
Like moonshine back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. All that moralistic shit destroyed us. That's what created the fucking mafia that we live with to this fucking day. For a bunch of old fucking women and fucking preachers and shit who decided for the whole goddamn country that we weren't going to be allowed to drink alcohol. And look what it led to. And it was that bureaucracy of fucking prohibition agents and shit that formed the what we now have as the DEA and shit like that. That's exactly what they went when they stopped busting up liquor stills. They switched over to raiding drug dens. The bureaucracy was kept intact and retasked. Okay, boozer's legal now, as long as it's taxed. So now we're gonna, now you can go after marijuana and cocaine and all this other stuff we've decided to fucking put laws out against. Now, in the 19th century, they had a different attitude. It was the government stays the fuck out of the individual's life. You don't make decisions like that.
Big one.
Yeah, big giant.
See how big that was?
Yeah, that's somebody's car.
That was fresh too.
Somebody's car's fucked.
That was fresh.
Yeah.
Man, that wasn't from like a month ago.
That was tonight.
Yeah. What was that about? Is that a totaled car? Or,
Oh yeah. That's a badly damaged vehicle.
Fucking things. Ugh.
If there's a group of people out there that feel so strongly that we should be going after drugs and all this other shit, fine. Fund that out of your own pockets. Fund it privately. Don't ask the citizens of the United States to fund your moralities. You want to see prostitutes? Legalize that too. Gambling, everything. I don't care. Because I know that we can't stop it.
Who cleaned that up down on 42nd Street? Koch.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was Koch.
He didn't clean it up. It just moved underground in other places. That's it. Instead of being clustered in one spot, it was moved elsewhere. I remember what that looked like back then.
Yeah, it was pretty
One
seedy.
fuck shop after another. That's all that was down there. So now they got, nicer storefronts, and they've moved it into some other street. That's all. Actually, no. What they've done is they moved onto the internet, probably.
Yep.
Why pay for a storefront? You don't have to.
Yeah, my mom would say there were all prostitutes walking around down there.
Yeah, there were. Oh, yes. Maybe if you get Trump in there, something will change. Who the hell knows?
My dad thinks he's a loose cannon. I was like,
Of course he is.
Yeah, but I was.
He's
yeah.
not part of the party system. That's why. And the party system's scared of him because of it. He doesn't answer to them. He doesn't answer to the wealthy fucking.
Yeah, you owe me a favor once you get in.
Yeah, exactly. The lobbyists and all the rest. He's his own lobbyist.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix the fucking problem.
Look, in corporate America, when you have a program that you're running that fails, it doesn't produce what it's supposed to produce, it's using up tremendous amounts of money, the stockholders, whatever, complain, the board of directors gets together, and it's canceled. They pull the plug on it. They move on to something else. They'll write it off. In government, that doesn't happen. It just keeps being perpetuated over and over and over again. Both in our system and what was under the communists too. It doesn't matter. Bureaucracies are all the same that way. They'll just keep fucking going until they're stopped. And that's the drug war. You know, it has not produced anything for us for 50, 60 years, 70 years. It's used trillions of our fucking tax dollars and produced no win.
If he gets in, what's his highlights going to be once he gets in there, you think? I think
he's going to work first, I think, to improve our relations with our allies. He already has a good working relationship with the Russians.
Yeah, the first thing I think he's going to do is have a meeting with him.
And then, like Reagan did with the Iranians, he's going to go after ISIS for real.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to know that until he takes care of those issues, he's not going to be able to do anything else. Then, yeah, he's going to start maybe trying to put some key people in positions where they will be able to do something about the economy. Maybe he's going to do something about Obamacare, you know, shit like
he said
start undoing the bullshit.
Yeah, that's what he said. First thing he said, he wants to unfuck that, undo it, get away with it.
Yeah.
Do away with it.
He can't do away with it, but he can try to at least improve it. Because if you do away with it, we have no system at all, because they've already torn down the system it replaced. So it does not help to get rid of it at this point. Now you have to try to work with what's left and fix it, if that's possible to do. Some of its more blatant, you know, problems. Well, people wanted to experiment with politics, put somebody like Obama in there, and it's cost our country tremendously. The stupidest thing I think anybody in this country could do right now is say, I was an Obama supporter.
Yeah.
I like it when people say that. I want to know who these people are. And I don't hesitate to tell them either. I said, thank you for fucking us, because that's what you did. You stupid, ignorant, dumb cocksucker. You voted for this piece of shit? Tell me why, and don't tell me it was because you felt good about it because he was a black man. I don't want to hear that. Give me a solid, concrete reason why you thought this man was going to actually help our economy, help our country. What was your actual reason? None of them can answer that. Because they just voted their fucking party lines. They're as bad as the goddamn religious fanatics.
The same way. She don't know any better. She's a hardcore Democrat, and that's the end of it.
They're stupid and ignorant, and they vote because that's how their party tells them to vote.
Never misses an episode of Rachel Maddow, and I'm like, oh god, yeah. That's how I walk out of that. Just nicely walk out of things. I'm going to bed, or
well, her excuse is she's old and foolish, and from a time when people like her were encouraged to be that way. You know, liberal and shit like that. She's never going to change, not now.
Dad was like in charge of the Democratic Party or some shit back in the day. Yeah.
Well, her dad, she's 85?
Yeah.
Well, her dad, if he was in charge of the Democratic Party, would have been a much different Democratic Party. Okay, that would have been the Democratic Party of Roosevelt.
Yeah.
You know? The Democratic Party of the Deep South under Jim Crow. That would not have been the Democratic Party of today.
Oh, yeah.
Which appears to be top-heavy with ex-flower children and shit like that. I'm willing to give Trump a chance. I don't trust Clinton. Never have.
God.
I didn't trust Bill. You know, I liked Bill, but I never trusted him as a politician because I knew where he was coming from.
She's a straight-up criminal.
Yes. His wife, I have absolutely no use for it all. Didn't like her as first lady, don't like it now. I've heard too many negative things about this woman to even think about, you know, wanting her to be in the White House. And I'm not stupid enough to think she's going to be able to improve anything at all. She's another product of the party. Nothing more. And unless she's righteously busted for something, she's going to end up with the Democratic nomination. I get that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
clearly obvious.
Unfortunately. So we'll have to wait and see, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll see where the country's going to go here in what, 8-9 months?
Yep.
It's going to be like the Maury Povich show. The results are in.
Yeah.
All you do is hope, you know. I mean, they were saying it right on one of these channels. They said the whole fucking terrorist organization, they're all hoping she gets in.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, why is that? You don't know. You really don't know.
Because she's proven ineffective against them in the past, and she really has no solutions for them in the future to deal with them. They know that. They're not afraid of her. They know she's just another 4 or 8 more years of the same old shit like Obama. And they can pretty much, have a blank check, do whatever the fuck they want.
Yep, exactly.
The only hope there was that they'll get too carried away and push it too far, like lighting off a nuclear weapon in our country somewhere, or elsewhere in one of our allies. If they do that, then everything fucking changes, no matter whether we have Clinton or Obama there. Public opinion would make it absolutely impossible for even Bernie Sanders to respond without massive force. I mean, it would have to be done. Otherwise, the leadership would be gone. They would be impeached, voted out. I mean, the screaming would be at such a pitch that they would be unable to ignore it.
I will lay off on the boxes next week. Since you have
All right,
enough.
Scott. Yeah, I'll let you know when I need more. Right now, I got enough. I got to sell
All right,
some
then
shit
I'll,
first.
then I'll just go right into the trash then.
Yep.
They'll go right into the trash.
What I could use is the packaging.
Oh, okay.
The
All right.
bubble wrap, the peanuts, paper, whatever.
All right, we can keep that.
The foam, because that kind of stuff I'm a little low on.
All right, yeah, all right. I'll keep mine out.
All right, me.
In fact, I'll even tell the neighbor. No.